it allowed air to get into the elevator, and it was just flexing that metal. Back in Tennessee, during the winter months, it rained quite a bit. I was flying a club plane. It was a 67 172. The panel was nothing to write home about, but it flew and it flew well. So during the winter months, we actually flew it to McGee-Tyson and stored it there, which is a Class C airport for Knoxville. And I would do Civil Air Patrol at Downtown Island Airport, and that's just like a 5-minute flight. But, you know, I needed to do some night currency, so I decided to fly to the meeting, have the meeting, and then after the meeting around 10 o'clock at night, just do, you know, like 3 touch and goes and then fly back to McGee-Tyson. And that was a plan. It worked well. I got there. We had our meeting. It was 10 o'clock. It was dark. I don't think there was even a moon out that night. So I took off and I did my 3 touch and goes right at Downtown Island, so I didn't bother the controllers. And I started heading out. I climbed to 3,000 or 3,500. I can't remember. Because again, this was 2003. Somewhere like that. That's a couple of years ago. So I took off and climbed to about 3,500 and looked out over the city of Knoxville's lights. Really beautiful that night. And again, small city versus, you know, Phoenix. But to me, that's basically all I knew at the time. It was just really pretty. And was getting ready to call McGee-Tyson, and I'd switched over to their frequency and was just listening. And I had Bose headsets, and all of a sudden, I hear this loud bang. And noise canceling's working fine, but it was loud. And I listened for a second, and I can't figure out what it is. And then I heard what sounded like a screen door opening and slamming shut. And I couldn't figure out what it is. So I reduced power, and I still heard it, but it wasn't as loud. And I queued a Mayday, Mayday, and didn't get a response back. And I basically told them my intentions. I'm landing. I was still within sight of Downtown Island Airport. So I started a slow turn. Again, I had no idea what was going on. Everything looked like it was holding together, but that noise was very unnerving. Slow turn toward Downtown Island. I didn't get a response back. I informed them I was switching frequencies so that I could inform everybody I was coming in. So I queued Mayday again and asked all aircraft to move. It was middle of the night. Nobody was there, but no flap landing. Because again, if I'd have put the flaps down, they might have fallen off. I had no idea. Smoothest landing I'd ever done in my life. You could not tell where the air stopped and the ground started. So I pulled up to the FBO and people are coming outside because they'd heard it over the radio. Are you okay? Are you okay? Yeah, I don't know what's happened. And I explained it. And we kind of went around the airplane and we found this big gaping hole on that little plastic tab on the elevator. And we found blood and feathers around it. So apparently, somehow I'd hit a bird at night at 3,500 feet, and it allowed air to get into the elevator. And it was just flexing that metal. And that was the sound that I heard that we figured out. I literally got out, kissed the ground, because let's be honest, my adrenaline was pumping, and I was so calm and so smooth during the whole landing that after I landed, everything went, ugh. And it was insane. Guy comes out, are you okay? Yeah. Cops show up. Apparently, McGee-Tyson did hear me, but what I didn't realize is somehow the bird had impacted one of the antennas. So my transmission never got through to them, but I was not receiving. So cops are there and they're like, we need you to call this number, and it's the tower. So I call them. We just want to make sure you got down okay. I said, I'm fine. We think it was a bird strike. So we weren't 100% positive, But everybody was just happy I was safe, no worries at all. The next morning, one of the other club members and myself went back to the airplane, and we actually saw the hole in the little plastic piece and the blood and the feathers, and we took speed tape and taped it over and literally flew it back to McGee Tyson. Again, it's Tennessee, so a little speed tape will solve anything, right? We got it there. The mechanic took a look at it. He fixed the receiver antenna. He fixed the little plastic piece, and we were flying again. I actually flew it from downtown Allen to McGee Tyson with the speed tape on, because getting back on the saddle is just as important after, you know, having that heart racing like crazy.
Hey gang, here from Hangar Talk. Thank you so much for plugging into the channel, liking, subscribing. We appreciate all you continuous subscribers, and we can't wait to see you on the next one.